Welcome to the Swing Clinic, presented to you by Beacon Orthopedics. I'm PGA golf professional Jimmy Hanlin.
And I'm Emma Carpenter. We're here today at the French Lick Resort in French Lick, Indiana with two world-class golf courses. We got the Dye course and the Ross course.
And if you've played here before, you know you got to be able to get it up and down. So we're going to show you some shots today to help you do that. All right, Swing Clinic time. This show, as we talked about in the beginning, is going to be all about short game, pitching, chipping, getting the ball close to the green. You know, it's the week, Emma, of Pinehurst, which I know the show will be over by then, but we're getting to watch a lot of different shots around the green. It kind of inspired me this morning when I woke up watching them at Pinehurst number 2, right?
Yeah, love it, love it. You got to be good around the greens.
So I honestly think, and you tell me if you're wrong, now you're a good player, you're different, but you play with your dad and a bunch of people, you see it. You know, you get on a golf course, that hole's 470 yards away. We are literally 8 to 10 yards from the flag right here. No water,
right?
You know, no carry. And this is one of the most fearful shots in golf for a high handicapper.
And it's frustrating because it's like you hit a pretty good shot in here, you wound up here, and then now it's like we're trying to get a putt for par.
For sure. I mean, I'll be honest, as a player, that I think guys get a little older too and they lose their touch around the greens a little bit. I don't like this shot. It scares me. I see this shot and I'm like, okay, you know, people are watching, you should get this up and down very easily. Just get it on the green and go.
I'm Jimmy Hanlin, I should get this up and down.
And at the end of the day, you can easily make 5 or 6, especially on this, especially here at the Ross Golf Course, by the way, too, which the greens are just awesome, right?
Yeah, awesome, awesome.
Really cool. All right, so let's set up to this ball and let's talk about things that we can and can't do.
Okay.
So what I typically will see and what we don't want to see is, go ahead and set up, Emma, is that guys and gals will get their hands too far ahead, right? They've been taught to chip, they get this shaft lean, they get it too far ahead. And when you get in this position right here, it really doesn't allow you to really use the club head and be soft, right? What's happening now is you're coming down, you're punching down. Yeah, it's very de-lofted from that standpoint. And usually when I see people that move their hands ahead, they're gonna stub it, right? So their hands are so far ahead, they can't really turn their body through it, and that's exactly right. They stub it into the ground, and we hit some shots earlier, and that's kind of what it looked like. So go ahead and set up, and let me see you try to, you know, get those hands ahead as far as you can get them. Yeah, there you go. That's what I'll see out of your average golfer right there. Try to hit a shot like that, Emma. I mean, she's gonna have to pick the club up in the air. There's no loft, and it just comes out hot every time. Is that what happens to you guys, to come out hot like that? Ball goes too far, angry. Angry, right? Are you angry right now?
I'm not, don't feel good.
Yeah,
I don't feel good.
It's an angry feeling, right? So this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna get you set up in a better position. I'm gonna tell you how to hit this shot, and you're gonna love me forever after this. All right.
Okay.
Ball's down, let's get it. I can't give you a good live, but let's sit that thing down there, okay? First and foremost, let's get a little taller to it, right? Because what happens is, in fact, go ahead and get away from it a little bit, and I'll show you. So when you get away from it, set up to it. Now go ahead and set up to it. There you go. But stand a little far away. This is what I normally see. Now you're bringing in the heel of the club. You're not able to use the bounce. It can grab the rough, you know, all kind of bad things. We want to get a little short, and we want to be able to just pop this. So go ahead and get a little closer to it. Stand the shaft up a little bit, right? Now here's the thing, even though we're down in the rough, we have to go ahead and open that face a little bit, right? We have to be able to add a little loft to this, right? Here's the biggest thing, and this is what I see out of all you guys. Tempo, tempo, tempo. And we're not talking golf swing, right? We're talking a chip. But people want to get out of this shot so quickly. They just want to hit it and get away from it. They think I'm just going to pop it, right?
Yeah.
So they get really fast, right, in their stroke. How can you hit a ball 8 yards if it's really fast, right?
Right.
It needs to be slow. So I want you to take me some practice swings right now. Obviously, we're not going very far. Soft and slow. Weights a little forward, soft and slow. Even a little slower, I think, for this shot. We only want to land this thing right here, right? How slow do you have to swing to land this ball right here?
Pretty slow,
right? Yeah. Soft and slow. Look at that, soft and slow. So as you're chipping right now, you're just thinking, okay, I'm gonna slow it down, soft and slow. So let's try it. Stand a little closer to it. Pick your spot out, right? Lean a little forward. We just wanna land it right here, soft and slow. How good was that, huh?
Good.
How good was that? All right, we're gonna keep this going. You're gonna get up and down from everywhere after this show. You're watching the Swing Clinic, presented to you by Beacon Orthopedics. We're at French Lick Resort, and this place is awesome.
Welcome back to the Swing Clinic. We're here at French Lick Resort on the Donald Ross course, and Jimmy has some more short game tips for us.
So this is the Tito's tip, sponsored by Tito's Handmade Vodka. But I tell you what, let's talk about French Lick a little bit for a second. I think that traveling around the world and seeing the golf that I've seen, golf courses are great, resorts are great, we see so many of them, but to me the one that takes it over the edge for us and the crew are the people, right?
Yeah.
The people here at French Lick. Dave is the director of golf, Lori here's a golf pro here at the Ross course. Every time we come here, they just make you feel good, right? And I know it's not just us, they're doing that for everybody, and just everybody here. And Brendan Sweeney obviously brings us into town here. People are great at French Lick, let me tell you. So when you come here, you're gonna walk away and you're gonna be like, oh wow, man, maybe they didn't play very good golf, but man, they treated us great.
Yeah.
It's a good feeling, right? It's a really good
true.
feeling.
So true.
So all right, so I would say that the number one thing that I get asked in golf is how do you hit it farther? The number two thing that I get asked is, hey, how do the pros hit that little spinner wedge shot? Goes in, checks once, and grabs by the hole. That's a hard shot to hit.
It is.
Are you good at it?
It is. I like to think so.
Yeah?
I like to think so.
Okay.
It's something I definitely work on
You do?
because it's a lot safer a lot of times than trying to hit something really high and that lands and stops right there. If you can get something low that'll check up, you can kind of go back to it every single time.
Yeah, for sure. And if you feel good about it, it's a fun shot to hit too, right?
It
It's
is.
a fun shot to hit.
It is.
So I think let's go ahead and let's set up to one here real quick here. And I think what people don't understand to spin the golf ball, and that's what they always say to me, how does it spin? How do I make it spin? What they don't understand to spin the golf ball is you need speed.
Right.
You have to have speed to spin the golf ball.
Speed at the ball, right?
Yeah, we want to create spin, and you have to have speed at the ball. So I'm going to give you two quick things I think it'll help you do that. Go ahead and set up to it. So number one is that you do need to set up a little open, right? Because you do want to cut across this golf ball to create spin. So as she's setting up to this and getting ready, you want to be a little open so you can feel that path coming this direction a little bit, right? We really can't have the path come from the inside and really expect to spin it. Number two is you got to stay a little shallow. I think when people think they want to spin it, they hit down on it thinking that's going to spin it. But in reality, good spinning shots stay shallow, and that's how I've watched you hit some. That's how you keep it low and hit that spin. You're not coming straight down into it, right?
Right.
And the last thing is speed, speed, speed. So depending on, and I know people hit this shot differently. I know you can hit it a little different ways. But to me, and let's go ahead and set up to it, I want to see you maybe hinge it a little bit more on the way back. So you take it back. And then on the way back down as she's hitting this shot, we just want to chuck it. We just want to throw that club at the golf ball at the bottom to create spin. We don't want to do it from up here. If we do it from up here, steep it into the ground, right? We want to get that club shallow back to right here. And then once we get right in here, boom, just fire it right through the club. Just throw that club face through. Then we could create maximum speed from this to the ball and get that little spin and get that ball flight.
Yeah.
Is that what you think?
Yeah, totally agree. Agree. I think that if you can understand that cutting it is going to create that spin. That's why a lot of times when people are trying to hit it higher, you hit that cut rather than something that's going to have top spin. That'll happen if you come in from the inside like that. But I agree, shallowing it out and throwing your hands right at the golf ball is what's going to do that. That's
what we're going to do. So we're going to set up to it a little differently. We're going to hinge it a little early so we can let it go at the bottom, create speed. Hit a couple for me. Let's watch it.
All right.
I want to see that low checker. Here we go.
It's perfect for a shot like this because once it checks up, it should just feed.
Right over the hill. This is made for that shot right there. You're correct. Yeah, that's it right there.
Yeah, that one check.
Yeah, do it again. Perfect. So she missed the hill a little bit. And I think she carried it further than she wanted to. But again, that's that low, one bounce check. Let's do it again. Feel the speed at the bottom. That's what we're feeling, everybody. We're feeling the speed right when it gets to the club head. That's how we're gonna get this ball to spin. Oh, that's really good. Yeah. So see how it bounces and checks right away? So that's good. I mean, both of those, I think, because you created speed, you might have pushed them a little bit. But at the end of the day, you could hear it coming off the club. You can almost hear it spin with good players like Emma, right? You can hear it spin when it comes off the club face. That's good.
Yeah.
No more people asking me how to spin the ball. I just told you. No more questions. When we come back, we're going to have more short game tips for you to be like Phil Mickelson or better right after this on the Swing Clinic, presented to you by Beacon Orthopedics. We're at French Lick Resort.
Welcome back. You're watching the Swing Clinic, and we're here at French Lick Resort where there is going to be a Corn Ferry event hosted here soon. And Jimmy, we got some more tips. What's going on here?
Yeah, well, good point. I mean, these golf courses are so good. The Corn Ferry is going to be over there in a die golf course, but PGA Tour event, that means it's a good spot, right?
Oh, yeah.
These guys are going to have a time here at French Lick.
I'm eager to see.
And you're going to have to hit some chips off these nice fairways, and we're going to have to teach them how to do it right now. So if you're playing in a Corn Ferry event, if you're watching Emma right now, we're going to help you out. So I think that 80% of people that struggle with chipping, pitching to this flag, simple. Can't be more simple right here, right? Flat, not really to go over. I think they struggle before they even take the club away. It's all in their setup, okay? So Emma, set up to the golf ball, and what I typically see with average players setting up to the golf ball, and if you're a bad chipper, you better watch this, okay? They lean this way, they try to get their weight forward because it says weight forward, but they're leaning this way from this position right here. And then instead of like trying to get the club back, they typically turn because they want to move their body. So look where that club goes from in there. So they turn inside. So do that again. So they tilt because they want to help the ball up, and they turn inside. That's where we get in trouble. We're changing your setup right now, right? Now I want Emma, what I want her to do is get square. Shoulders square, feet square, and then just lean. Just lean. Everything goes together. Hips, tip, everything. Just know I want in your setup though. Just lean a little forward. There you go. Lean. But you can see this isn't way down. It's square. Everything's square. So just stand with your feet here and just lean into your left side. That's good. Now, instead of turning, show them how we turned again in a bad way. Turning. Now we're going to do, we're just going to tilt, right? So now she's just going to tilt this left shoulder down. Perfect, right? Easy. So much more simpler. Tilt and get to the golf ball. So turn and tilt. Let's hit one just like that. So again, we get into a good setup position. We're square. We're not turning away with the club going inside. We're just tilting. Tilt the left shoulder down and go. That's number one. Good shot there. Great sound. We love hearing that. So second thing is, how do we create that? And what do we see bad there? What I see bad typically with players, even if they get in that position, is they don't turn to the target and finish Emma, right? I mean, they just stop, they hit down on it or whatever, right?
Right.
Once you get that club to right here, okay, now all your job is just turn to the target.
Right.
This is your trunk, these are your trees, the limbs. Limbs can't move without the trunk, right? And a lot of people try to make the limbs move without the trunk.
Right.
Trunk moves, limbs move.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, and that's what you want to feel. That's what you just did right there. You just turned through it.
Right. That's something I could definitely focus on a little bit more.
Yep.
Focus on it a lot in the sand too.
Yep. In the sand.
Through it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So set up how we talked about. Square. You're going to tilt. Trunk moves to the ball. I don't even care if you see the golf ball. Just turn. Let the limbs follow. Yes. Oh, that was a great sound. Good. Good. So making it simple is number one, right? I mean, it's simple. Good players like you played Division I college golf at Minnesota, and like everybody can chip, right? Because they're just, you guys practice a lot and you do it.
Right.
People that are watching the show, they struggle chipping, right? They play once or twice a week. They're scared to death of this lie right here.
So true.
So keep it simple, right?
Absolutely. It's all in the setup too. I like that a lot. I feel like a lot of people set themselves up for failure before they even hit the shot.
All right, we're gonna hang around French Lick more because this place is awesome. We're gonna show you some more short game shots. Make you a better player right here on the Swing Clinic, presented to you by Beacon Orthopedic. Tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock.
What are you doing, Jimmy?
All right, so see where you just hit this ball right here? So we need a little rhythm on this shot right here.
Okay.
We gotta get things going. So first I'm gonna have you, so when you get this shot, everybody gets nervous. The crew saw this ball down here, they start shaking, right? It's just a hard shot and everybody gets nervous. And what happens when that happens? People get quick, right? Set up to one real quick. So Emma's gonna show you guys what you look like when you get this shot, especially if you're a bad chipper, right? So what typically happens is they take it back, they have no rhythm, and they get quick. She hit that way too hard for the speed it needed to be, right? So I borrowed her phone. What's this thing called again?
Metronome.
A metronome. So we set this metronome up right now. Hear that? Oh, it's like rhythm to a good chipper's ears right there, right? So we're gonna sit this on the ground right by your little ball when you practice. Oh, by the way, if you're gonna be a good chipper, you gotta practice, okay? So we're gonna sit the ball on the ground, and I just want her to think of this as a takeaway, strike, takeaway, strike. This is set at about 67, 68 beats a minute, but it's just a good rhythm for you to get in while you're chipping. Oh, look at you, you're just getting into it right now. You gonna sing a song for us after this too? Here we go. So again, it's all about some rhythm. You can't take it back like Emma just did and get quick really fast or you're not gonna feel it. So get this in your mind, Emma. Great thing to practice. If you're a practicer and you like to chip, get the metronome, put it on the ground, listen to it. Gosh, I was gonna put me to sleep. That was so beautiful. Oh, don't go in. What a good shot.
Thank you.
Now again, we're gonna do it again. Hear it. Maybe take some practice swings with it a little bit, right?
Okay.
Tick, tock, tick, strike, tick, strike. Beautiful, beautiful. God, I'm gonna start dancing pretty soon. Here we go. Man, this is great for chipping. I'm telling you, folks, tick, tock. Oh my gosh, look at that. Oh, that is so awesome.
Thanks.
So tell me right now, I could see you in your mind waiting. You can do that when you're chipping, right? Wait for your mind to get to the point where you're going tick, tock, right? And get the feeling. I can just see your rhythm get better. We've been here for 2 days shooting shows.
Yeah.
That's the best I've seen your rhythm all in 2 days, because I could just see you just kind of get into it a little bit.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Right?
I might have to put this under my pillow, start sleeping on it.
Put it under your pillow, right? So, but do you feel the difference in when your rhythm's different in your chipping than it is when it gets quick?
Totally. And I feel like especially I've noticed about myself when I do get nervous over a shot, I tend to rush it. I tend to get really quick. Yeah. So if you can really feel that rhythm, same with the other chip we were working on, really close to the green, it's all about that rhythm too. So
and tour players and players at her level playing in high level college golf, they even try to walk in that rhythm, right? They don't, if they start walking too fast, they're nervous over a shot, that happens. Practice your chipping, put this on, put it at about 67, 68, even 70, I don't care. Yeah. But get into that rhythm of what you're feeling, and man, I'm telling you, it's gonna improve your chipping game.
Thanks so much for the tip, Jimmy.
Awesome.
We'll be right back after the break with more Swing Clinic. Welcome back to the Swing Clinic. We're here at French Lake Resort, and Jimmy, looks like we got lots of different lies going on here around the green.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and it's funny because here at French Lake, doesn't matter what golf course you play, you know, if you miss the green by a little bit, could be trouble, right? And that's what we're seeing here. All these balls are within 3 feet of each other, and they're all, you know, good shots, right? Just left of the flag a little bit, good shots. So, but the thing is, and I think what you guys don't understand at home is that you have to approach all 3 of these shots differently, right? That's the key. And I think a lot of times their big decision that's made here, Emma, is that they think, okay, what club am I gonna use? That's the most important thing. And sure, that's part of the decision of what club you're gonna use. I'm gonna have Emma use the same club for all 3 of these shots, right? It's how you approach and attack the shot, okay? That's the most important thing. And a lot of it is how steep you have to get with the shot. So Emma, go ahead and set up to this ball right here on the fairway. So we look at shot number 1. There's no grass around the ball. It's very simple. We don't have to do anything crazy. So Emma's gonna keep this very simple. She's gonna stay very square, but the key is the angle of attack here, right? She does not have to get the club going way up in the air right here into the ground to hit this shot, because there's no need. She's gonna stay very shallow with this shot. So set up over it, and our key right here is to just allow that wedge to stay very shallow. There's no grass in the way, and make it a very simple putt-like stroke to hit this shot. Very good. Very simple shot, difficult, right? But very simple shot. Shot number 2, we're in the rough, but we have a pretty good lie, okay? Not too bad of a lie, not a lot of grass around it. Let's set up to that one. Now this one's gonna be similar, but maybe a little different. There's a little grass. She has to be careful because you could slide underneath this one pretty easy, right? Because it's sitting up on the grass. So I'm gonna tell Emma, listen, we might wanna keep that face a little more square here because we don't wanna slide under this.
Okay.
Let's keep it very simple. I learned it, I'll be honest with you, Natalie, who's played on the LPGA Tour for 20 some years, she's like, Jimmy, why are you opening up? Why are you trying to hit these crazy shots? Keep it simple, right?
Right.
So let's do this, keep it simple. Now with this shot, she has to think about maybe getting a little bit steeper onto this because there is rough. We want to catch ball first and get it going. So we're not picking it up, but we're maybe getting a little bit steeper coming into this shot.
Right.
Very nice. Came out beautiful. Last but not least, ugly, right? This is ugly right here, okay? So she's gonna set up again, 3 feet, all the same. Set up to this ball. Now the key here is we've got a lot of grass. She can even see this from over here. There's a ton of grass between the ball and the club here. That's gonna cause us problems, right? That's what's gonna be our headache right here, right? So if you were to go and do what you just did, Emma, and you would get shallow, all of this grass is gonna get caught, and there's just disaster that could happen.
It's either gonna chunk or chunk and run.
Run and go, no spin at all, right? So now what we have to do is we have to say to ourselves, okay, we do have to get a little steeper. If we wanna hit the ball first, we got a little steeper. So go ahead and set up to it. So you're gonna have to get a little more steep in your angle of attack where we can hit ball first, not hit the grass. And again, this is a hard shot, but it's gonna give you the best results.
Got it.
Oh man, is that really good out of there. Picked it up, dropped it on it. It's not gonna have any spin or whatever. But So I think the key and the most important thing to that right there is that we had 3 balls within 3 feet of each other. And yes, we could have thought about using different clubs. You used the same club.
Yeah.
But the angle of attack is what changed everything.
Right.
If you would have got shallow in the rough, you would have chunked it.
Definitely.
If you would have picked it up in the fairway, you would have probably made it harder to hit it solid and hit a good shot.
Right.
So you had to think about all those 3 things.
Right, right. And then just come through it and trust it, right?
And just trust it, right?
Trust it.
Just like earlier in the show, move the trunk, soft arms.
I was over it and I said, trust Jimmy's tip, and it'll work out. And it did.
Trust Jimmy. Oh my gosh, that's
Jimmy.
why she's here, right? Trust Jimmy. All right, we've had a fabulous time here at French Lick Resort. The resort's incredible. The golf courses are better.
The people are so nice, so welcoming.
They're adding more golf. We got the par 3 golf course coming here in 2025. I mean, the place just keeps getting better every time we come back.
Absolutely. It's been such a wonderful time here, Jimmy, really.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we got to thank all the people here at French Lick Resort, and we got to thank all of you for watching us this week on the Swing Clinic, and that's presented to you by Beacon Orthopedics.